after class. So with all of that's going on in our worlds and with the planets, we can feel really off center. And the yoga practice is an invitation to whatever happens around us, can we stay grounded and centered in our own existence, in our own physical self and emotional self? Because we can be like a dog running after a stick. It's like, I'm gonna go that way, I'm gonna go that way, okay, that way. And that's exhausting. Confusing productivity with busyness. And this is a month for a lot of busyness. We can get a lot of stuff done, but without feeling like we're chasing after this stick constantly being thrown. So I invite you, as you sit, is it comfortable? Is it comfortable? The practice of svadhyaya, it is the fourth of the niyamas, the second limb of the practice, our personal practices. Self-study, self-awareness. That's where, again, our center, who am I, why am I here, and where am I going? It is the karmas and the dharmas all wrapped up into one ball. Karma is, of course, Newton's laws. For every action, there's a reaction. And dharma is our individual purpose. What am I doing to benefit everybody else? What is my life's purpose? There's a lot just to get comfortable on your seat, wasn't it? That comes into every pose that we do. Is it comfortable? Does it serve you so that you can serve, again, others? We are here for such a short time, but we leave a big imprint in everything that we do. So doing it mindfully is part of that practice. Take your thumbs and place them inside your palms. So the thumbs inside the palms is Adi Mudra. Adi, first mudra. It's often babies. And you may also find that if you are anxious or nervous, that you automatically do this. It's a deeply calming mudra. So you wrap your fingers around your thumb and you create a little safe cave for you. It's very nurturing. But what this mudra also does, it facilitates an opening of the upper parts of the lungs, the top lobes. All our connective tissue that's around the heart and lungs, the pericardium, connects out through our arms, our fingers, and hands. So how we use our hands in the practice directly affects our lungs and heart health. And so you will hear me say stretch the fingers, bring the fingers together, or ground through here or there, because it matters greatly. Now, interestingly, a very similar mudra is Musti Mudra, but in this mudra, you take your hands on the outside of the fingers. You make a fist. So notice what happens as you switch the thumb to the outside of your fingers rather than inside. Was there a different sensation around your heart and lungs? What about emotionally? Musti Mudra is a mudra for action, but it is also a mudra that activates the sympathetic nervous system. So we are turned on. You may find that it caused a little bit of in you. So let's switch back to Adi Mudra and let our heart space relax and soften. Letting your breath be deep and comfortable. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Just really give them a good squeeze upward. Let the chin jut a little bit so that we bring in the back of the skull towards the top part of the shoulder blades. And then as slowly as you can with the shoulders, squeezing up as high as you can get them. So the upper trapezius are now fully engaged. I'm going to count to 20 as we release down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And you may find that you have a little bit more ease around your neck and shoulders. This is a simple way to get the upper trapezius to relax and lengthen back out. Snack on this throughout the day. The breathing practice of Brahmari, the bumblebee breath, is simply creating the sound of the bumblebee on the exhalation. A simple humming, keeping the teeth slightly separated, but the lips are closed. This, interestingly enough, is very similar to a breathing practice that I just listened to this morning by Peter Levine. He's one of the trauma research foremost experts in this country on dealing with trauma. And right now, in a lot of the ERs, there is a lot of trauma from what people are experiencing. So he talked about what he calls the woo breath, basically originates from the Brahmari breath. It's a powerful breathing practice. It helps to alleviate both anxiety, but also depression. And we'll start this with 3 rounds. So let me just give you a little example of what it sounds like, and then we'll do 3 rounds together. Sounds like this. After you do 3 breath cycles, again, just on the out breath, just sit and sense the vibration that you created in your body. Let's take a deep breath in. So this practice, safe for most everybody. It helps us draw into the parasympathetic nervous system, ease, rest, and digesting. It calms the monkey mind, the anxious mind. And it also literally raises our inner vibration. The higher the vibration, the stronger, the healthier we are. The lower the vibration, the stagnation, the more dis-ease there is. And if there's no vibration, we have moved on, transition. Apparently I can't say that word today. So again, a very simple practice. We'll do it 3 more times before we begin the asana practice. So when you're ready, 3 more Brahmari breaths. On the next out breath, you'll release your palms. You'll release the mudra. And then inhale, open your eyes. If you're sitting cross-legged, switch the cross of your legs. And we'll begin with our opening stretches. Let's draw the arms out and up, interlace the fingers. Draw the hands to the sky. And let's stretch to the right. Lateral flexion. So we are just looking to take the spine through the 7 movements for spinal wellness. So side bending, check, check. Inhaling up, and then exhale, rotation. To the right or the left, if you went there, that's perfectly fine. Inhaling, draw the arms up, and exhale, other side. And let's draw the arms out and up again. Take the hands down. Let's bring the legs out in front. And then shake them out. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Holding on to your feet or your ankles. And then here, round as you exhale, rolling onto the back of the sits bone. Inhale, arch. So flexion and extension of the spine. Not a big hairy event, just a wee bit. Do that one more time. Lift up through the chest, the sternum. Lifting up through the sternum. So we're in the slight back bend. The position that most of us, we just don't spend enough time in spinal extension. We do a lot of flexion, forward folding. Let's bring the knees together. Take the feet forward. And again, let's inhale the arms up. Reaching up, lifting the lower ribs up and away from your hips. Getting as tall as you can. So as you ground down through the legs and extend up, 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 up. Interlace the fingers, other thumb in front. So the awkward side, we have the one that we always do. Can you do the other side and lengthen up again? Reach as high as you can get. So that is traction. Traction up the spine. It's not the most efficient way, but it does give us a little bit of lifting upward. So let's explore the other more efficient way. Let's come into tabletop. And in tabletop, tuck the toes under and then go back to puppy pose. Stretch the hips back. Lengthening. So as you draw the hips back and reach the arms forward, head below the heart, great for tractioning. Inhale, let's come up through modified plank to our high cobra. Flipping the feet as you come up. And exhale. Hands are glued to the mat as you pull the hips back, tractioning again. Inhaling up. Just go back and forth between back bending and tractioning. If you do not have a diagnosis of osteopenia or osteoporosis, you can round as you move up, rolling up into the tall cobra. But if there is a diagnosis, forward flexion can be a little scary and not to your benefit. Now, next time you draw back to puppy, let's pause here, pausing in puppy. Reach the arms forward, spread the fingers wide, and then ground the thumb mount, index finger mount, all the way across to the pinky mount. Draw the outer armpit towards the mat so that the shoulder blades are broad on the back, not squished together. And then we're going to walk the hands to the right so that your left hand is on the edge of the right side of the mat. Parsva to the side, Parsva to the side. The hands are still shoulder width apart. But now we are lengthening the left side of the body. Keep the armpits drawing down, keep the fingers spread and wide. So we are facilitating fascial connective tissue space. And then slide your right hand down so that it is beside the mat, right under the elbow. Elbow is now bent at 90 degrees. Flip your left hand onto the pinky side, and then let your head just rest on your left arm. Parita, twisting. Let's inhale and lengthen out through the left fingers. Draw the left shoulder under a little bit. As we exhale, we deepen that by pressing into the right hand. Release back to center a wee bit, maybe not all the way, and exhale. We twist again a little bit further. Press with your right hand to facilitate twisting to the right, twisting to the right. Deanna, you can do this on your back by bending your knees up and just do windshield wiper twist. You're going to get rotation up the spine too. You're going to come forward and walk to the other side. You can also just come up higher, Deanna, so you're not so deep in the pose that you're more with the hips over the knees, if that feels okay. And then let's go to the left side. Left side. So now the right hand is at the left edge of the mat. Draw the right hip down. Draw the right hip away from the right hand. Let the ribs spread wide apart. And then let's do the twisty part. Pull the left hand down, flip the right hand. So now we get into the lats. You might feel this across your back. When we inhale, lengthen out through the right hand and fingers. Exhale, pressing with the left hand, deepen the twist. And your head is just resting on your upper right arm. There's a little ledge for it, so that there's no strain in the neck. Let's do 2 more breath cycles. Inhale, we elongate. Exhale, we twist a little bit further. One more time. And we meander back to center. So back out straight. And inhale out to modified plank. Flip the feet so that you're on the top of the feet. Press the tops of the feet down for upward facing dog so the knees are coming up. And exhale, downward facing dog. And spreading your fingers wide. Ground through the thumb mount, index finger mount, all the way across to the pinky mount. But keep lightness in the heel of the hand. Draw the outer armpits towards your mat. And just let the head hang. Let the head hang. A forward fold. And one that's really good for tractioning. Very calming for the mind. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, one Brahmari breath. And then look up as you inhale and exhale. Walk or step the feet to the top of the mat. Take the hands to the hips and inhale all the way up. Mountain pose, Adasana. Step the feet maybe about hip width apart. And then take the hands behind. Roll the shoulders up and down the back. And then straightening the arms to the degree that it's available. They may not straighten all the way, that is okay. Draw the shoulders back. That is the work that we're interested in. Reaching the hands back. Draw the shoulder blades closer together, closer together. Press down through the heels so that the front hip points are lifting up, up, up. And maybe the arms a little higher, a little higher. And release the hands. We're back in mountain pose. Fingertips lengthening towards the floor, but the sternum is lifting up, lifting up. Now from here, we're ready for the winter solstice sun salutations. You might want to put your blocks, by the way, to the top of the mat. They're nice to have for the lunges. And if you know that your knees get a little chatty in the lunges, take a blanket and just place it across your mat, because we're going to be doing some lunges too. Take care of yourself in the practice. It's not about being tough. It's about enjoying it. So again, we're ready in mountain pose. I lost your vat. There you are. Inhale, let's draw the arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold, looking up. And exhale, step the right leg way back. Let the knee come down. And you can adjust the blanket. Was it where you thought you were going to need it? Let's start with a little bit of hamstring. So exhale, straighten your left leg, roll onto the back of the left heel, and then inhale, come forward into the high lunge. I'm just going to go back and forth. And as you draw back, as best as you can, minimize the flexion in the spine so that the spine stays long and the hamstrings longer yet. And then when we come forward next, let's pause, pausing here. And release the top of your right foot onto the mat. Release the top of the right foot onto the mat. Being kind, and then explore, can you press the top of the foot down and lift the knee, lift the right knee up. So if this makes you hate yoga, skip that part, keep the knee down. Take the knee down, if you lift it, move the blocks out to the side. And let's bring the left leg back to the right. We're in puppy pose again. Just enough to come up into our tall cobra again. Tuck the toes, we're back in downward facing dog. Looking up on the in-breath, draw your right knee towards the chest. And then carry it forward and help it the rest of the way. Take your left knee down. Let's find the blocks. And again, a little hamstring event. Lengthen the hips back, coming forward. So rolling onto the back of your right heel as you stretch the hips back. A little kinder. So this is a nice twofer. We get the hip flexors on the left and the hamstring on the right. A little spinal traction. Well, I guess we would call it a threefer, if there is such a word. Let's stay forward, staying forward now. Release the top of the left foot onto the mat. Spread the toes way back there. And then again, explore, is it possible to lift the knee up? Lift your left knee up. Let's take the knee back down, tuck the toes, and then a little lift of the knee and then a tap and shoot yourself forward into forward fold. Inhaling, bend the knees and sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, hands at heart center, back into Tadasana. Left side leads, inhale, arms out and up, a great big sun. Exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, half forward fold. And exhale, left leg leads back now. High lunge, first, reach back through your left heel, and then take the knee down. So this time, we're going to make sure that our right knee is not past the toe mount so that it stays aligned with the heel, because it's going to become weight bearing in a moment. Take your left block and find a height that's comfortable for you to place your left hand on. Your right hand will come to the outer right knee. Press the hand into the knee and the knee back into the hand. So it's not going anywhere, but we added a little outer hip excitement. Can you feel it? Mm-hmm. Now tuck the back toes under and then reach back through the left heel. So now we're in the high lunge and the right knee is staying exactly where it is. With this bind, we can begin to twist a little further to the right. Keep the back leg very strong, very strong. And then either keep your hand here on the knee, because knees are sneaky, or pretend you have 3 arms. Take your right arm overhead, reach it forward as you continue to twist, twist, revolving around the axis of the spine, twisting to the right. Deanna, your hand, left hand on the block, right arm overhead. And twisting to the right. So the right knee is going to want to drop out to the side and you go, nay, nay, nay. So hug the hips together, hug the hips together. You feel like planets revolving around one another? Whew. Let's take the right hand down. Take the knee down. Move the blocks out to the side and step back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look up as you inhale, hug the left knee towards the chest. Keep the knee lifted to the chest as you pull forward. Take the leg with you and then help it the rest of the way. Knee comes down again, find the blocks. Right block on the inside of the left foot. Left hand, left knee. So the left hand on the outer left knee, it just keeps it exactly where we need it to stay. As you press the palm into the outer knee, knee into the palm, feel how your outer hip begins to consolidate. From here, we can begin to twist, so lengthen through the crown of the head and twist to the left. Pressing down into your right hand into the block to facilitate the twist. Very much what we did in that twisty puppy we did earlier. Tuck the back toes under and then press the right heel back. Now with awareness, keep your left knee exactly where it is, and you can keep your left hand on it to keep it safe. Hug the hips together, hug the hips together. And maybe take the left arm overhead, reach it forward, reach it forward. As you continue to reach back, reach back, reach back. And let's take the left arm down, knee down, set the blocks back up. A little knee tap. And we're in the forward fold again. Inhale, soften the knees, lengthen the spine, press all the way up. And hands and gaze to heart, hands down, mountain pose. We're back where we started, but we may be feeling a little bit different, maybe a little warmer now, as these sun salutations are heating things up. So a great practice for winter. It will keep our inner heat on and raises our vibration. Inhale. Again, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. And exhale, let's step your right leg back again. Spin the back heel down. Heel lining up with heel. Walk your hands to your left knee. Hands to the left knee. It's like a little, hey, how you doing stance. Ground the back, 4 corners. Remember the tightening of the jaw lid. So from the outer right heel to the inner heel. And then from here, well grounded, let your right arm lead you forward, up and back for warrior two. Now peek down at your left knee. Remember, knees are sneaky. Is it over the ankle and tracking over the second toe? These two are not negotiable. Now take your left arm under the right for eagle arms. Twirl the arms together, left arm under the right, eagle arms. So if the elbows don't cross comfortably, bring the forearms together instead. Stuart, forearms together. Relax the shoulders down, but draw the elbows up. Shoulders down, elbows up to shoulder height. And then bow the chin to the chest. Bow the chin to the chest. As we work on the arms here, inhale, straighten the left knee. And exhale, bend it again. Inhale, straighten. And bend it. Keep the four corners of both feet well anchored. Keep the hips hugging in towards one another. All right. Bending the left knee. Reach the arms out for warrior two. Look at that front knee. Is it still where you left it? Back leg long and strong. Reach out over the left leg. Utthita, reach. And then take your left forearm to the inner knee. Right arm overhead. We're using that inner forearm to create, again, another bind. Pressing the forearm into the inner knee to the inner, or to the arm, to facilitate the twisting of the thoracic spine. Woo-wee. Again, getting as long as you can. As long as you can. One more breath. And exhale. Let's take the hands down to the mat. So spin through the high lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, hug your right knee to the chest. Squeeze it in. And then gently carry it forward and help it rest of the way. Spin the back heel down the left heel. Walk the hands to your right knee. And here we are again. Getting the four corners of each foot well established. Without grounding here, our balances be off. We feel unsteady and unsafe. So big toe mount, back to the inner heels, tighten the jaw lid, outer heels, and you can't be moved. Left arm will lead us up and back into warrior one stance again. Now draw the right arm under the left, or again, forearms together. I'm gonna turn around so I can see you. Everybody knows what happens when the teacher turns the back. So either right arm under or forearms together. Relax the shoulders down. Take the tailbone towards the earth. Strong lift of the front hip points. And then lift the elbows up, shoulder height. Bow the head towards the chest. And then straighten your right knee. And bend it. Straighten and bend it. Back and forth. And then let's stay. The bent knee. Take the arms out to the sides. And Utthita. Extend, reach out over the right leg. Forearm to the inner knee. And left arm overhead. Keep consolidating. Hug the hip points towards one another. And watch that your right knee doesn't drift inward. So keep hugging the hips together, hips hugs together. That brings your right hip under rather than poking a bit out. And then get as long as you can as you begin to revolve the heart towards the sky, your heart. But the belly button is not following, it's staying where it is. So it's just the chest. And then exhale, let's take the hands down, come through the high lunge, give the knee a little tap, and step up, forward fold. Inhaling, soften the knees, press all the way up, tall mountain. Exhaling, hands and gaze travel through your heart, your center, to Tadasana, mountain pose. Pause. Pause here. How does your body, your anamaya kosha, your physical self feel right now? Maybe a little warmer. How's the breath? So we're working a little bit. This is a yang practice, but it's a very yin day outside, temperature-wise. So we always look to balance ourselves to the environment so that the practice will be of greater benefit for overall balance. Now, we did internal rotation, that was the lunges. We did the external rotation, warrior two and side angle. So we're back at internal rotation. Inhale, let's take the arms out and up. And exhale, fold forward again. Blocks are back, each side of the feet. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, step the up. That'd be the left, wouldn't it? Left leg back as we just did the right. Thank you. And spin the back heel down. We prepare for warrior one. So your back foot doesn't come out as far as it does in warrior two. Triangle or side angle. Let's walk the hands to the right knee. So your feet are on two little railroad tracks here. So you're not lining up heel to heel. So maybe just toe heel your right leg up to the side a little bit. If your right foot is pointing at 12 o'clock, your left toes are pointing more towards 10:30 or 11 o'clock. So much further forward than we do in the open hip poses. Because we're still observing the rule of the knee has to track over the second toe. And here we want to keep the left hip moving forward. Left hip is moving forward, not back. Draw the hands to the hips. Now ground the back foot, four corners, tighten the jaw lid, and then maybe sit down a little bit deeper. Notice your left hip wants to stay back and you go, nay, nay, forward, come with me, come with me. Inhale, let's take the arms up. Reach the arms up, lift the ribs up and away from the hips. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Use your left glutes to help the hip points lift upward as you sink down. Because without the left glute helping out, the psoas, the hip flexors cannot release. Inhale, let's straighten the left leg. Take the hands behind again. Interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders up and down the back. Again, left hip forward, left hip forward. Lift the heart. And then we draw forward, Parsvottanasana. Lift the arms, but take the chin down towards the chest. Breathing. And then inhale, push all the way up again. Ooh, release the arms. Bend the front knee. We're going to travel back through the lunge again. For warrior 3, Yvette. So walking, hop the back foot forward, walk the blocks forward, and come into Ardha Virabhadrasana 3. So half, keep the hands down on the blocks, keep the hands down on the blocks. So you're creating a little triangle between the two hands and one leg. Reach back, strongly back through your left leg, strongly hug the hips together, hug the hips together. And then take your right arm out to the side and begin to twist to the right. Revolved half moon. Revolved half moon. Hug the hips together, hug the hips together. As you lift the heart, I know this is hard. Take the hands down, relift the left leg, and bring it down next to the right. Forward fold. Woo-wee. Don't worry, this is the worst we're going to be doing today. Inhale, half forward fold. Move the blocks back, each side of the foot. Now we're going to step the right leg back. Spin the back heel down again. So remember, you're on 2 little railroad tracks. My left foot is at 12 o'clock and my right toes are at 2-ish. Bend the front knee. Keep your right hip moving forward. Take the hands to the knee. Take the hands to the left knee. Again, hug the hip points together. Hug them inward for pelvic stability. Powerful back leg. We walk the hands to the hips. And then inhale, tilt the pelvis upward. Now your right glute is helping out because I'm taking my hip into extension. And I can't do that if nothing is happening in the back. Let's take the arms up again. Warrior 1. Lifting, so you can create spinal traction by pulling the arms up, yet sinking down. Pull the arms up, yet let the hips draw down. Steady breath, steady pose. And then inhale, let's straighten the front knee, the left leg, take the hands behind. Now interlace with the other thumb on front, the awkward side. Roll the shoulders up and down the back. The chin just softens down towards the chest so the back of the neck can lengthen back out. Lift the arms again as you hinge forward. Take the right hip with you forward. And only go as far as is comfortable for your body. Lengthening the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Reach the arms back and up, back and up, back and up. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Release the hands. We're ready to travel. Bend the front knee. Take the hands to the block. Lift the back heel. Walking the blocks forward as you hop the back foot forward. First creating our little tripod stand. Powerful legs. Hug the hips together. Both legs, muscle are wrapping around bone. Spine is long. And if available, so you can say, nope, not today. Just stay right here. But maybe begin to twist. So that's just the thoracic spine, just the upper back that begins to move into the twist. Breathing, exploring. But stay centered, stay grounded. And take the top arm down. Left, right foot down to the left. Half forward fold. And then toe heel, the feet out. So they're about as wide as the mat. With the hands on the blocks, inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Fold forward. Your hands can stay on the blocks. They can come to the mat. You can hold your legs. Let the head hang. Give it a nod and a shake. One more breath. Powerful grounding in the legs. Draw the kneecaps up. Draw the kneecaps up, 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 up. Then inhale, looking up. Take the hands to the hips. And inhale, press all the way up. Step the feet together. Tadasana. Body, breath, and mind space. What has changed in the past 45 minutes? So that warmed us up enough that we can now take it down for, again, one of the most powerful immunity poses that we have. Viparita Karani, to take your blocks beside your mat, so you have access to that. Come all the way onto your back. Feet hip width apart. And then on an in-breath, let's lift the hips. Lift the hips and place your sacrum on a low block height, just on a low block height. So the block is not in your low back. It is just, generally speaking, above the crack. So you're resting on very solid ground. The pelvis is parallel to the ground, so it's not tipping with the tailbone aiming up or overarching. So just let your pelvis rest on the block. And then as you inhale, let's press up into just a comfortable bridge. Lift the hips and exhale, lower down. We'll repeat that. Inhale, pressing up. And exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale. Start by activating your glute so that your hip flexors again have a chance to release and lift. Now take your second block. Can you slide it on top of the first? Or maybe just flip the first block over onto the next height. And again, you have the right to say, nope, I'll stay exactly where I am. That is a good place for me today. So our bridge got a little higher. The pelvis is still parallel to your mat, not tipping with the tailbone aiming up or down. You can stay here. Or for Viparita Karani, is wonderful, wonderful inversion. You'll draw one knee in towards the chest. One knee draws in towards the chest. And then take the other one up as well. But keep the same sensation on the sacrum. Straighten one leg at a time. Pelvis is still parallel to the mat. keeping the pelvis parallel to the mat. So you're supported on a block or 2 blocks. Legs are straight up. So this pose is a combination of bridge pose in the upper body, shoulder stand in the lower, like a mini shoulder stand. But because we are well supported and we determine how high we lift up, how much back bend our body is willing to enjoy today, it is much gentler, yet many of the benefits, profound benefits, become available to us. One of the great benefits of the practice, the moving practice like we did today, the contraction, release of the muscles, is that it helps move lymph fluid through our body much more efficiently. So instead of I believe, so don't quote me on this, I think our lymph circulates through our body on average twice a day, and it's a lot of lymph, and I forget how much. But when we exercise, physical activity, we speed this process up so we can actually grab more rascals. And this pose, the inversion, helps direct the lymph to the ports to excrete it out of our bodies. Viparita Karni is listed as a mudra, not a pose in the Yoga Hatha Pradipika, because it's considered to be that powerful for wellness. Now let's bend the knees. Draw one knee towards the chest, that is to provide some support for the sacrum as you slowly lower the other foot towards the mat. So without jarring, moving the sacrum, just simply release one leg down. Once you have made landfall, you will release the other foot down. Again, keep the pelvis still. And then as you inhale, press into the feet and contract the glutes. Relax as you exhale. And we'll repeat. Contract on the in-breath and relax on the out-breath. This is to ensure that the multifidi muscle, the connective muscles, vertebra to vertebra, hips to spine, has been re-engaged. So you want to do several. 5 or 6 is good. And then after, lift the hips just high enough where you can move the blocks out of the way. And then let your back come all the way down onto the mat to rest. If your low back is saying, oh, please, 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 please hug the knees, and go ahead and do that now. Give them a squeeze and rock from side to side. It does help open, lengthen the lumbar spine out. It stretches the glutes, and they did work hard. And then take the feet down and roll over and sit up. I want to demonstrate a setup for Shavasana today. You'll use 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, you'll use a blanket rolled up. You're going to take a blanket and place it across the top of the blocks. It softens them a little bit. But what I want is, I'm going to sit up. So eventually, when I come onto my back, I actually want the blocks to be caught on the mat. So they're going to be more at an angle. So this edge here is going to catch just behind my knees. But that's going to take a little finagling. My second blanket or towel, you're going to fold. So first I have the, if you will, this is a very, it's been washed many times, these get smaller and smaller. Your full open blanket. This would be the hot dog fold, but you're going to put it into the hamburger fold. And then you're going to tuck the corners under where your neck to create a little nest for the head. So I'm tucking the corners under. There's a little valley in between for my head to rest in. And then to come in, so let me see here, we're getting the, yes, like that. So the corners will just be tucked under. So I have a little bowl. Now to come into this Shavasana. First I get my little bowl, yeah, that's about right. And then I want to create that little tip of my blocks. And here we are. So again, like I said, it'll take a little finagling. So create the tip and then just move your head blanket into the position so that you have just a little support under the knees, but it's not a hard support. This takes the psoas out of its longest position so that the low back can rest with more ease. It also creates a little bit of space in the knee joint. So that is open. So now as you rest on your back, palms are open. Returning to Adi Mudra. Bringing the thumbs inside your palm and then closing the fingers around your thumb. And then silently do Brahmari Mudra. So you will hum silent. I know it sounds odd, but you'll find that it is quite possible. When we do a mantra, a sound silently, we still receive the vibration. And we receive these vibrations more so because we are not sharing them outside. They stay within the body. Now after the next exhalation, just release the mudra, release the sound. So there is no effort at all. Letting yourself be housed completely in this moment. With nothing to do and nothing to be. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes. Bend up your knees. And either hug the knees in again and rock from side to side, or just let your knees gently rock from side to side. Eventually roll all the way over onto your right or left side. And then use your arms and hands to press up. Keep your gaze towards the floor as you press up into a comfortable seated posture. We'll bring the palms together and close this, the last class of this year. So thank you for sharing that with me. We'll close that by bringing in light and sharing the light with the Om Shanti 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 Om mantra. Om is the mantra that has the highest vibration of all of our mantras. So when in doubt, just use that one silently or loud. And Shanti, of course, means peace. And the 3 P's is for our world, our lives, and our heart space. Please join me. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti 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 Om. Exhale and bow your head towards your heart. Your inner light that's separated from the great big light of the divine, to be of purpose, to be of service, to share and to love. As you inhale, draw the gaze back up. Namaste.